All right. Welcome on back, everybody. So, we've had a little bit of turmoil from situations like this, where the floor just drops out. Oh, had quite the scare there. I did lose a map, but it's okay. Since then, I actually logged on with our Switch, one of our characters from there who has access to this realm, and they're back at the base. So, I was able to build a whole new map set. So, I have the replacement one ready for when I get back. And I also checked, I do have like several blocks of diamonds. So if I have to, I can recreate the tools, everything. Like that's just one of the more stressful things and and even though I play in peaceful, it's still like there's still that hazard of just dying naturally from the world. So and I have the treasure map, don't worry. I have that. I thought that was my other map, that's why I went for it all quick. And I never really saw the other one. And if I go back and look at the video, maybe I can even see it. But be like, it's over there, it's over there. That's okay, because we got that. And then in other news, I continually keep adding to the communal nonprofit. It's like morphing and growing organically or all sorts of things. So basically, um, uh, sorry, I just keep running something through my head. I don't want to talk about that because it's kind of a sensitive subject for someone who might end up watching these. But, anyways, um, communal though, it continues to add things. Basically, communal graffiti is something that I've been thinking of for a long time. Is like so. And a little backstory: I was on the skate park committee in Buena Vista back when I was in like middle school, the end of elementary school. So I was still like a recent student of the elementary school. So I remember, seeing all of the ramps and like really cool skate spots and all that. It was basically like Tony Hawk, and I played a lot of Tony Hawk, pro skater. What I didn't think through is, well, you definitely can't, or no, we did think that through. We were never there during school times. Like we weren't out there trying to skateboard when there were like kids around because that was just weird. I mean, that's like the creepy person that doesn't take a hint to leave the school. Like you've graduated, move on. Like we just came back for the choice skating spots and in hindsight, as I say that, I can understand that from an adult perspective. There's some like barely teenager, prepubescent and pubescent kids like, are skating and like grinding on the and not even doing a good job, like but still leaving marks, like leaving black things. And I think if the teachers and the staff of the school were more involved with that, like they watched it and like it was like a whole event and they were included, then I think it would actually be possible for more communal involvement of the community. Like, and it just keeps going back to that. And I just remember when I was in Mumbai, India, I walked through this like courtyard that was of this art school, and it was really cool because it was like, all right, let's see, do I even care what's in there? We already have like the brewing stand is about the only thing that, and even then I can go get blaze rod powder and stuff, so I can build that now. I think that's what you need to build it. So I don't think I really want to steal anything from any villages. If anything, I want to enhance villages. Like we're talking about community building, might as well do it in, but that might be a time for when I get the Elytra, which I still haven't fought the Ender Dragon in this world. I don't know. My kiddos and I are probably going to do that. I'll wait for them. I'm not going to try to do anything. Same with the warden. Like I know that we have a warden's spot marked in our minds. I would have to go look for. I usually mark that stuff with multiple torches, like in a line. But oh, anyways, back to Mumbai. So there was graffiti on an easel, and there was graffiti on the side of a shed. And so, but it looked really well done. Like they had time to stand there and do it. Like they weren't rushed. I mean, some of the more poor looking graffiti is when they're rushed. They only have a little bit of time to scribble something out, and they want to be seen and heard. So, but by anonymous, it's like ghostwriting or having pen names, but in the streets. And it's also like flash marketing, but at the same time, it's offensive to people because they didn't ask for that, they didn't sign up for that, and they don't like seeing that. And you see it all the time in public places like Colorado. I remember, especially around in Denver, like mirrors would be like keyed, like mirrors would have key scratches. Um, and some of it looked really good, like really well done, and like and if you looked at it from the perspective of like, oh, this is a beautiful thing. Like, look at how the loops and swirls, and it's like calligraphy mixed with their own personal style, or however they want to like, not as cheesy as like drawing hearts over things, but at the same time, yes, there could be as cheesy as in there too. Embrace the cheese. And it's funny because this new rental that I'm in, someone spray painted the word cheese on the, and I'm sure it's some drug reference, probably like for meth or something, but like, I don't know. And it's just, I love it though. I have an actual house and I have internet that I believe can support me going back on Twitch and streaming as A-Rye and building a following there. Um, Cause I don't know, like I've got a decent following on XF, but that's mostly tied to political reasons. And now that I'm wiffle waffing. Like I'm not hating Trump as much as I thought I would. Now, understandably, and I've gotten into some heated discussions with some family members already that, Trump's destroying this, wrecking this, and it's like, okay, yes, but look, it's only been a couple weeks. Like, if any system wasn't robust enough to survive a hiccup or like a supply chain or operational intrusion or something. That's why we designed the internet. Like we can say that now. It was originally designed by DARPA. I don't know if it was made by Al Gore, but like it was. Well, first it was designed to provide inter-office communications and sharing like university resources, like published papers and articles, and it's been a godsend for. And we'll talk about religion later, but like. On how easy it is to learn technical stuff, like having to previously read through, thousands of pages of a manual. And even when we get manuals down to like 50 pages, I was trying to read a printer manual the other day, not the other day, years ago, but for my job. And I know where it is if I have to look up an issue now. But before, I was like, I'm going to read this whole thing. And it was like a 200-page thing. I read about 50 pages and I was just like, no, I got it. I know where this is now. Like, I can reference it online at any time. So, yeah. Anyways, back to, I don't even know what we're ranting about. Communal graffiti is one thing. So, and like the idea of communal is to basically empower communities to be more cohesive. And there's already stuff out there doing that. I actually came across one colleague is now sitting on the board of, she's on the board of, I forget the name of it, but it's really interesting. And she's actually a colleague from here in northern Colorado, higher education. We'll leave it at that. I have family that's worked at CU, CSU, colleagues all over. Oh, actually, I need to send an email to Professor Emeritus, a retired professor. Actually, not even professor, instructor. That's right. And he was like one of the only people that I noticed didn't say professor in front of his name. And I was like, what? Why is that? And someone told me once that, oh, it's because he doesn't have a doctorate, but he's still, qualified to teach these classes. And he taught some of my favorite classes, Intro to Linux and C coding or C programming. See, I didn't have that going in learning C++. Well, actually, I learned C later in CS270. And like in that was my first experience of that. I watched a buddy, um, I was doing Java, and I was watched a buddy do some C programming, and so he had some. Oh, see, like that could be. It's like a tiger trap back in the. Not to be confused with a tiger cage. Oh my gosh. So we'll talk about that for a little bit. Talking about trying to reduce crime and just negative human behavior altogether in efforts of blue teaming in a preventative nature to keep it out of the cyberspace, but also to keep it out of just every space, like metaverse and other, like meta and like the virtual world. I have total confidence in that because there is such accountability. You can report people. Like, although I did hear, so a little backstory on that. I do allow my kids to play online games with people and they can talk, they can communicate. 99% of the time it's other kids their age and they just have a good time. They don't swear, they don't use adult words. That's what we call them in our house. You can't use adult words unless it's a really serious situation, and even then adults should use them sparingly, and if someone is not using them sparingly, you don't have to take them all that seriously. They're clearly making up for something else that they're lacking, either sustenance to their debate or their discussions or their arguments, or maybe they're going through a bad time in their life, which it means, indicates they're not very stable anyway, so it's best to give them space. And as they get older, I'll coach them on how to actually help people like that. Oh, well, look out now. We have a base starting. Ooh, let's do that. Let's build a base. Okay, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and drop off all this. We do have some wood. We can go ahead and make another chest. Oh, I don't have. Nope, that's okay. Because I have my tools though. See, it's a wonderful thing. And let's make a permanent like respawn point here. Oh, and I love the music too. There we go. So we'll cut a few of those. Ah, this game is so sick. But that's why I like it in peaceful. Like, yeah, it's fun in adventure. It's fun fighting hostile mobs. And actually, I do have a gigantic mob grinder to where, oh, and actually this. Oh, we have the Heart of the Sea. I got a trophy for that. Oh, but anyway, sorry. So law enforcement get trained on how to deal with situations with people that might not be at their best. They might be going through some things, not really a positive time of their life. They might be more irrational or more dangerous or, potentially. Oh, maybe I did have one. All right, anyways. Let's do that, and then let's do actual stairs up into it. We could reclaim the corners. Love the music in this. It kind of reminds me of like Borderlands a little bit, like that, where it's got just violins or violas. Like, I think that's a violin. But that and classical music, that should be more encouraged and embraced, and I think it is actually. So I go to orchestras quite a bit around Colorado, and like, well, one in particular, but we're not going to dox ourselves. Oh, look, how did I get TNT? That's crazy. All right, we could just drop all this off. I mean, this is. Oh wait. Never mind. I did have it. Wow, I was just blind. Oh, you know what it probably was? Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I ran into that problem. I kind of had a little freak out when I was making maps. All right, so we're good. In fact, let's go ahead and we need some. Well, we're doing trees. I kind of wanted some blocks for decor. What? Oh no, what are you doing? Leave the fox alone. Stop it. Stop it. I would not punch a dog in real life. Well, you kicked my dog. Oh well. I mean, they killed the sheep. We were actually about to go kill a cow. So I need... I need a lot of things. So let's actually keep harvesting wood because we're going to need some saplings so we can get some bigger trees. Might as well clear the trees out around this area if we're going to make a base. Oh, I might not get that one. Oh, okay. That's a nice thing about having enchanted tools. Yeah, this thing. So, I don't know. Between the communal lending, communal affordable housing, like, I do have the square footage price of Fading West, what they build houses for. They build housing units and ship them to places. I would have to find out where all they ship to. And if they would make a sister company, like say in Mexico or even like southern Colorado and like Arizona, New Mexico, any of the states that I think those are the two states that border actual Mexico. But my point is, and I know this having worked at a wind turbine blade factory, we used to ship wind turbine blades all over. Um, like I don't think it was super convenient. I know that we used the railways mostly, most as we could. Wait, did I have the gold blocks? Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's do gold instead of... I kind of like saving crying obsidian for other things. Like our home one has that decoration. Although that's what I was kind of thinking of making this one. I was like, well, it should be as good as home, you know. But this also looks fancy, and it's got four. So wish we could do gold stairs or like emerald stairs, but we do have wood. Oh, let's see. Build a couple of those. We have three doors. Um, we're gonna need a lot of wood, so let's go ahead and start doing the 2x2s. Oh, and then my son and I played a round of Fortnite, the first time in a long time. Maybe not a year like he was thinking, but yeah, definitely like, and we won. And it was funny because he had to carry the team. I was on the Switch and it disconnected, like straight up disconnected briefly. And it still blows my mind coming from, like, I grew up in the days of dial-up and internet was extremely fragile and not really guaranteed. And that persisted all through my high school career. Internet was garbage up in the mountains, and like, you know, once I got to the city, it was crazy just how fast everything was, and like I was just all excited about it and everything, and people were confused, like, why? It's just internet. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I was doing like a lot of things, like, well, a lot of things. Not really illegal per se, maybe just without paying taxes, but no. Basically, what I saw somebody else doing. Okay, so let's talk about this for a bit. I'm trying to get into adult entertainment and protecting adult entertainers, and you know, trying to advocate and facilitate legal forms of adult consensual commerce. So, content creation, trades of goods, and I have encountered an OnlyFans impersonator. I think it's some Indian guy or something like, or some Filipino or some. I don't know. It's like it's a scammer from somewhere. And not to sound racist like that, like, oh, it's some Puerto Rican guy, like in South Park when they, you know, Butters was kidnapped. But all right, that looks good, and you can still see the gold poking through, and you've got stairs to walk up into it. Got to be careful turning this out of peaceful because things will can wander. Oh wait, but the whole point of this is I was looking for. If I get bones, I would like to tame a dog. That'd be cool, but I didn't like the dogs just attacking the fox. Because I would like to get a pet fox. I mean, I don't think you can tame them though. You can leash them and confine them. Anyways, let's remember this. So we're at about 2050, 875. What we could do. Oh, do I have? Okay, almost here. Oh wait, no, we do. We have a lighter, so I can light. I got it. Um, need this. Oh, it would be good to have ladder too. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, a lot of hemming and hawing just so I can remember where this is at. There we go. Wait, actually, let's spread that out. There we go. Oh man. Actually, you know what? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make that, but the main point is just to have something up there, and I can always get more ladders. In fact, let's go ahead and do that exactly right now. So why not just fix it while we're here? That way we don't have to worry about it later. I should still do this here because I don't want it to burn. Nice. Did I just get all of them? Very nice. All right, and so what I can do. All right. Okay. Sometimes that can hurt. Oh, I almost had enough. Okay. Anyways, so we do have a light tower, like a kind of a lighthouse type thing, just so we can like see from far away where this base is at. And as we build like an actual base and more structures, it'll be more evident or obvious. It actually is in a similar location to before, but look at that ice sheet. Like this map is gonna be fun. Either way, we can now safely traverse back to. Let's take all the. Well, let's leave the TNT. Why not leave that? We're taking the heart of the sea, though. We'll leave the Sentry Armor Chin, this. Actually, yeah, all this. We'll take that, actually. Because, again, why rob them of all the resources and stuff only to... And, oh, the map. That's right. Let's find a cow real quick. Actually, let's go to bed. No. I can see that better at night. We need to find a cow. I could probably see a cow better during the day. It's a trade-off. So I don't know. I need to figure out what are the next steps. What's the best way to go about it now? And actually, I think I already know. I asked Grok how to improve the proposal for a nonprofit. And then the next steps after that is do a little research and find, okay, so where do I file for nonprofit? And what does that entail too? Like, you know, if I file for nonprofit, like, do I have to pay licensure like every year? Like, what's the cost of having a nonprofit? And then, so I think what I really need to do is slow down on that part and work on gathering donors and support for it and inclusion too, because it doesn't have to be me. The resources don't have to flow to me. Quite the opposite. I'd actually rather they don't. But if we could designate like local locations in different areas all over the world to kind of participate in the communal something, any aspect of it. I mean, because every country has the war on drugs. Every country has substance use, substance abuse, um, dangers from it. Every country has crime. Like every country has financial woes, concerns, things that government and politics are still trying to fix and work on. But at the same time, this can move faster and more independent and be more effective with more oversight, more fluidity and dynamic or dynamicy. Fluidity is a good adjective. Not dynamic. It is dynamic, but and the idea and it's already happening. Like I said, one of my colleagues, she's I'll actually have to ask her about that. And it's weird because I have to still remain somewhat closeted about this because her particular school, her university that she works at, doesn't allow cannabis. It is still federally illegal. So it's awkward. It's one of those things just like safe banking. Okay, now this bothers me. Let's go ahead and let's fix that. Having just died, I'm a little sensitive to that. It's not great. And if a creeper were to come, that would be an issue. But every time a creeper shows up, if I'm not playing in peaceful, then my first thing is to kind of do that anyway. Although, as I say that, if I ever try to like harvest dirt here or grass, interesting that the grass has green sides. I thought that was weird the other day. I was like, what is that? Like, didn't really register that that's grass blocks from the side and dirt blocks are brown. But look at that, they're green. It's like green eggs and ham going on, only with dirt blocks. Anyways, in fact, we could do it too deep, but I'm not too concerned. I don't think we're going to be doing that, and if we do, it would be no different than if we were to encounter a ravine otherwise digging. It's kind of like a general thing to watch out for. Plus, we're kind of far enough away. Like, look at that. And actually, that's a very small chance of even like, oh, I'm going to go harvest dirt blocks from this location. All right, anyways. Oh, and another great story. So we were at a chess tournament the other day, and my daughter and I are sitting there watching. We were just hanging out in the other room while the chess tournament was happening in the other room. My son was registered, and like, we noticed that there's a lot of trash on the bleachers. Like we're sitting in this gymnasium, and it's a bunch of other families and like parents and siblings of kids that are participating and all that. And I just noticed all this trash, and I'm like, hey, check that out. Look at all that trash. And I know that she saw it, but now like when I called it out like that, now she like acknowledged it. Like, oh yeah, yeah, there is a lot of trash there. It wasn't more of like a passive like, oh, look at that, it's dirty. And so, and I saw that there was a Pringles can, and already I could see the wheels turning in her mind when she was like, I think she even pointed out the Pringles can, honestly. Like, she was already ahead of me. I didn't have to say anything. And because she was already thinking, like, oh, that could be a gazinta, or something goes into that. And she wouldn't say that. That's what, another one of my family members said about babies. Babies and learning children learn about gazintas. They get something, they put stuff into it, and they're like, oh, that goes into that. So, actually, let's go ahead and sleep. We need a cow. Don't have a cow, man. So, anyways, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? You think we could maybe, or would you want to maybe help me pick some of that up? And so, right there, by me saying, would you want to help me, that made it to where, ooh, picking up trash is kind of cool. It's kind of a nice thing to do. And so we just like, quietly just walked down. And I know a couple other parents and kids saw us like doing this, like picking up the trash. And then, and I'm there in my like G thuggin' clothes. I got these giant like Aladdin pants that are like, I got them for like $2 or $4 at, I want to say Kohl's. They're like some old like XXXL, like sweatpants things. They look like Russian gangster stuff. And having a background in being of criminal organizations. Duh, duh, duh. I'm just kidding. It's nothing as fancy as that. Let's see. We need to make a cabin. So, and furthermore, we need to be growing more trees, getting rid of these thin trees. Oh. So, I don't know. It's exciting. I just found my contact's number in Mumbai, India. I did talk to my cab driver. We talked quite a bit about how I was trying to teach computer science and tech stuff on the side through my YouTube channel and through Coding Game. And got to get more comfortable with Discord. That's my own shortcoming because that's where Coding Game lives now. But I'm going to order a microphone. I guess that's the next step. I'm going to order a microphone. And starting on Sunday afternoons, I believe, I'm going to start streaming as A-Rye again. Oh, well, I mean, newly, it used to be Al Gore 719. Now it's A-Rye 719. And I did that because my gamer tag was Al Gore Excelsior. And I thought that might be a thing just like, because, I mean, I'm doing a lot of this after watching Fightin' Cowboy. And I basically modeled a lot of my channel off of him, and I'm inclined to go back and put that as a tribute on all my Dark Souls thing. Is like I first watched Fightin' Cowboy. He did a great several playthroughs of all the Dark Souls games that I love to play. So I watched a bunch of his, and actually that's when I was going through a kind of rough time. Like I had a lot of time on my hands, didn't have a lot of time with my kids, and so that was kind of like the. Oh, also go ahead and do that, and so we can start smelting this. Let's see. So we have that. We should probably. Speaking of going into the ravine, I could have actually used that because I need one more cobblestone. Let's get a few though. Oh, and some coal. Why not? Basically, I like to tuck the mining shaft into like the main base so it's all like enclosed. If I do ever want to go out of peaceful, then it's a lot easier to do that. So, okay. And now do that. Do a couple stacks of those. See, that's gonna get to me. Like, all right. Also, we need one of these. Uh, okay. There we go. Well, we're gonna need torches. Oh, that's the alarm. All right. Well, anyways, that's kind of like a snapshot of where we're at now. I've got the. I'm going to be trying to file the nonprofit. Oh, the other thing first is I need to communicate with the local library because my work is trying to donate used laptops to places that could use them, and that includes like schools or mental health facilities. There's a it's called Summit Stone in Fort Collins, and they work with people, whether it's court ordered or self, admitted or otherwise. It ranges everywhere from inpatient to outpatient stuff. I think like counseling classes. I took some counseling through there because I was laid off, so I was on the Medicaid. So I can vouch for how important that was during the pandemic. Like I think a lot of people had mental health crises, and I was no different. I was like working myself too much. I was an essential. I was building wind turbine blades in the middle of the night. Like, I wasn't getting enough sleep. And that's already dangerous on a good day, is like working night shift. And then, you find your ways to cope and stuff. Plus, I was on medications that stimulants and all that. Like, so I couldn't really sleep very well. Let's see. So, anyways, not making excuses, just kind of explaining. I do have some experience with some of this stuff. So. Anyways, ta-ta for now. I just kept going. I might come back and do this again. I got to do some things. I'm still putting away stuff in the new house, cleaning things. Got to clean a lot, but basically, I'm gonna make this into a base, and I'll probably film it and talk more about communal. And I was just really excited about the communal graffiti spot because like, I think that would be a good deterrent. Oh, and then wait, I never finished that. So OnlyFans. I started an OnlyFans. I don't know how far I'm going to take it. I was actually kind of chuckling and thinking about doing like shirtless, like dad bod things, like building birdhouses or fixing plumbing or building something. I don't know, just working with tools. And I'm not that great at it. I built houses for like a summer. I worked in first line maintenance at the wind turbine factory. Um, I did work as a resident maintenance and like I did like painting and cleaning and stuff for like an apartment complex, college housing basically. Well, I mean not official, but like they partnered with CSU. So, anyways, rambly. I just feel like I got to put that out there. Like otherwise, I sound like some schmuck that's just like. But the point of that is I found some scammers that had access to a bunch of this gal's stuff, her content, her videos, her pictures. They made their profile picture as her. They were impersonating an OnlyFans model. And then I looked closer at the OnlyFans. It wasn't even her. It was, it's like a tribute to her. And it doesn't say her name in there. It even says it's like a company or something. Or like, I mean, when you see it, it doesn't sound like a woman talking about it. Because my original concern was I was going to donate money for the videos if they were 18 and older. And she looked super young. And I was already questioning. I was like, that seems kind of like she seems young. Like, but then again, 18 to basically 25 anymore seems too young for me. So I was more just trying to gain intel and figure out how do I get into this OnlyFans thing. And so I reached out to Churdley's too to see if I could collab with him because he knows a bunch about OnlyFans as I could take it. Which I should have probably just started there, but this was a scam, so I'm glad I documented. I took a picture of all of our chats. Um, I want to take a picture of, well, his probably. It's some dude probably running this thing. It's a fake OnlyFans account on XApp, and also on OnlyFans, and they're making possibly money off of this. So basically, right there, it's copyright. It belongs to whoever did it, and it's potential for underage materials because if it's not verified as and see that's what I don't get. OnlyFans verified the account. I wonder if they ever do checks of like if it's graphic nature that needs to be approved to be of 18 years. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to look into that now. But and see, these are the things that I think about when I was about to get scammed by a porn bot, and now I need to know like, is that person distributing underage material? That's bogus. Like, and I need to oof, see. But it is borderline. It's not like obvious. Like she's definitely like looks like 18 to 25, but you gotta know. You gotta know because it's wrong and also I mean shoot, England's what, 16? That's even ridiculous. But anyways, ta ta for now. I'll see you in the next one. Jeez.